Come out and play.
Play it loud.
We're changing the status quo one voice at a time through music, edutainment, children, and awareness. We're progressing and preserving the culture through real conversations with people who've had real success. Multicultural artists and musicians, models, entrepreneurs, innovators, and activists. This is Paradox East, and you are in tune with T-Mill. Powered by the MaitlandConservatory.org.
Thank you for listening to In Tune with T-Mill.
If you are tuning in right now, you on the #1 radio station, not in the world, but in the galaxy. I'm talking about the Milky Way. From Atlanta to LA, from LA to New York, from New York to Las Vegas, from Vegas to outer space, from the rings of Saturn to the moon. We are Paradox East Radio. And I'm your boy DJ Primetime 256.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tune with T-Mill. Welcome to the show. You will now be encouraged and entertained. Nothing will change until you change something. And we're here to change the status quo one more time. And this afternoon, we're down one person, but she is on the stage right now for the murder mystery dinner happening at InstaSpace Studio. So Miss JQ is getting her thespian on, getting her acting skills and her acting chops going. Marcus Sims is in the building with me, so we're both here with you guys cheering on our sister JQ while she is out here chasing those Academy Awards and dreams.
JQ is the Tennessee Valley's Viola Davis. She's our Halle Berry. She's our Taraji P. Henson. She's our Meryl Streep. I mean, you wrap all that all in one. Yeah, I guess, you mix all that in one, though. She does a great job, a woman of many, many, many talents. So we wish her the best in the cast of the Murder Mysteries. It's a dope thing. Hopefully you all have had a chance to check it out. So support to all of them out there. And we'll catch you next go around, JQ. As they say in the world of theater, Timothy Miller.
Oh, yes.
Break a leg.
Marcus. Break thou's leg. Break a thou leg. God gave you two so you could break one.
Who needs two legs?
Who needs two legs? Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about the Women's Expo coming to Huntsville, and this is a free event, April the 1st at the Von Braun Center, and this is going to be the third annual Women's Expo, and we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions like, what is an expo? That's the first question I got. The Women's Expo.
That's not good.
Who's gonna be there? Expo could mean, I don't know, it could be a whole bunch of different things. It's an exposition. What exposition are we watching? So we have to get some answers and questions answered. So we've got the owner, the creator of this mission to educate, uplift, and encourage women of all ages and stages, Miss Tiffany Draper, in the building.
Hello, hello.
What's happening?
What's happening? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Now that we got some Capri Suns and snacks and whatnot.
You already know.
For those who don't know, we're the only podcast that's powered and supported by Rotel, Laffy Taffy, and by Orange Soda. You mix all that together. That's the basis.
Oh,
she understands it. Chug, 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 chug.
So you can also support this podcast at Cash App in tune with T Mill, so we can get get a little some vegetables. We got all that Rotel dip. We need some vegetables in our life. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about the 3rd annual Women's Expo. Tiffany, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Just happy to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be here today.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stay in the chat room. We do this all the time. We have to open up the show with a song, and I want you guys to relax this afternoon. It's a good Sunday afternoon. The weather is nice. I hope it's as nice here as it is wherever you are. So I want you guys to relax, get you some snacks. You don't have to be Capri Sun. It could be water. It could be juice. It could be an adult Capri Sun. They have those. Get you something to drink. Get you something to eat and I'm going to put you on game. Shout out to the camp at Mid-City. And we're going to get into this conversation. We want your questions. We want you to join us. So make sure you are sharing this conversation, because when we come back, we're going to find out everything we need to know about the Women's Expo. So we got to start off the show with the opening song we're going to do for this one. We always make the opening song a banger. And if you guys haven't seen the show, Swarm. Now, in this playlist, listen, it's Women's Month. We're celebrating women all month long. So guess what? All the songs on the playlist today are the ladies. Sorry, fellas. Go argue with your wife. The songs today are all for the ladies. And the first song we're going to open up with is called Sticky. Now, this is Naja, a.k.a. BKA Kirby in real life. If you're watching the show Swarm, she is playing the character of Naja. Naja on the show Swarm on Amazon Prime. It is a very, very loosely based TV show, horror thriller into the beehive, so to speak. So you definitely got to check that out. Donald Glover and also a whole good cast of folks. And we've got a young lady from Huntsville, or by way, she's got some ties to Huntsville that's on the show. But nevertheless, we're going to get into Naja, Sticky, to open up our Women's History, Women's Music Month in our playlist right here on In Tune with T-Mill. We will be back on In Tune with T-Mill. Drop your questions in the chat room. We'll be back with our guest, Tiffany Draper. Women's Expo coming up. From the show Swarm, that is Kirby, a.k.a. Naja, on the Amazon Prime show Swarm. Let me know what y'all think about that, man. That's our opening song to get into this conversation. In Tune with T-Mill, we are here with our guest, Tiffany Draper, to talk about the 3rd annual Women's Expo. So, Tiffany, the 3rd one. Now, when was the first one?
So the first Women's Expo was at my event venue that I own in Huntsville as well.
Oh, I can't hear you. Did you mute your mic?
Uh-oh. I don't think so.
I can hear her, T-Mill. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Tiffany, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
I can hear you, Marcus.
Okay, I think it's on T-Mill's side.
There we go. All right.
Yes, Sir Timothy, the Rotel got in your control.
Hey, man, listen, it got sticky, man. It was sticky over here. The buttons was sticking all over the place, and honey and honey buns. Like, Tiffany ain't give me no honey buns. We trying to get sticky. You know what I mean?
You tried to play me. I can't believe it.
So that was on me. That was on me. Now, the honey buns was on Tiffany. I still got more left. Okay. But Tiffany, tell us about, when was the first Women's Expo?
Okay. So the first Women's Expo was in 2021 in March, and it was in honor of Women's History Month. And that was at the event venue that I own, Studio 53.
Nice. So now we're talking about the 3rd annual Women's Expo. It's going to be April 1st from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the South Hall of the VBC. What can we expect? Like, when we're walking into this, what can we expect?
So it's going to be a fun time. I think one of the things that I like most about putting these events together is that it takes me about a year. I learn, different things, what I did, wrong, or not necessarily wrong, but what I could do better. But when you walk in, it's going to be like a good time from start to finish. So you can expect over 110 vendors in the South Hall that day. We also will have performances from the Huntsville Drumline, a few dance teams. I have 12 speakers. Angie B has reached out. I'm anticipating seeing her. She told me she doesn't know she can come, but I want to see, some old town, I want to see her. So vendors, food, concessions, old school cars, a bounce house, and things for the kids to do. It's just going to be a good free event. So.
Okay. Now, Marcus wants to know, is there going to be Rotel dip?
Yes. Now there is.
Look, you can't have more. You cannot have more than 25 melanated people in a room or facility together without there being Rotel dip. You know that's on page 56 of the Black Code Book.
There it is.
I don't have that book, or else I would have known. However, I'll make sure it's going to be in the VIP room. So come by. We'll have
that's going to be the fancy Rotel dip. Oh, all right. Marcus, any questions?
Got raisins in it.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold up, man. Hold.
That's that South Huntsville Rotel. We don't do that. Yeah, we don't do South Huntsville Rotel.
Sandra is not invited to Sandra cannot come to the Women's Expo with her Rotel dip. Sandra, keep your Rotel dip. Katie, keep your Rotel dip at home. You can come. Keep your Katie, Sandra, Kimberly, Amanda, keep your Rotel dip at home.
How do we get here?
Marcus,
not my fault. But Tiffany, let me ask you, Tiffany, in all seriousness, we salute you as a business owner, and of course, what you're doing with your 3rd annual Women's Expo.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to women who are interested in starting up their own business, whether it, in any form? It's Women's History Month. One piece of advice you'd give to a female entrepreneur, especially, we'll say, a woman of color who wants to enter the business world and start up her own venture?
So the main thing, this is not my first business venture, right? And I want to put that out there because I started a lot of things that I didn't finish. Had I known that the key thing into starting a business would be to be consistent, that outweighs everything else. As long as you're consistent and you're passionate about what you're doing, it will have some longevity in it. But if you can't start and stop a business, you have to kind of see it through.
Okay, being consistent. And we want to also take you guys' questions. No, LaRinda, the VIP Rotel does not have raisins. That is
Yeah.
fake news. No,
I'm sorry.
raisins
You don't have
are
to
not-
worry about that.
We have raisin
That's
detectors.
South Huntsville Rotel once again. That's known as South Huntsville Rotel.
That's Botel. That's not Rotel. Rotel does not have. That's Botel. You can't even spell Rotel with raisins. It's illegal. So the FDA and the Food and Beverage Board will shut you down. That is not in the recipe book. It's called Botel.
That's the Rotel that they serve at Mar-a-Lago or something. They don't serve.
Oh my God.
When they see you at Mar-a-Lago and you up on the beach and they like, would you like some Botel? And then we don't serve Rotel. We don't serve Rotel. We have Botel. Get your Botel on with your raisins. If you guys have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat room for our guest, Miss Tiffany Draper, Women's Expo. We're going to be talking about everything that's happening, and we want to also get your questions answered if you have any questions about the expo. Now, also, Tiffany, I want to ask, is there anything unique about this expo? Or, so we see a lot of these expos around town, and just keeping it all the way 100, we got to talk to the people that let them know, like, what is going to be the difference between this one and maybe the other ones that they've been to? Is it going to be the same old expo, or is it a little something different? That you're a different approach, or things that you've seen at other women's expos where you're like, you know what, we're going to do this way and just make it a little bit different. Because there's somebody watching this right now that's like, man, if I see another expo happening, I'm going to just start selling air. Like, there's someone that just ain't with it. So what is unique? What is some of the things that are unique about this expo where you say, hey, this is a little bit different?
I'm glad you asked me that, because at each of my expos or the Women's Expo events, there has always been a theme. And in making sure that we're honoring our women and making sure that we are supportive of our women, we create an experience. And so what that means is that not only you're not just walking into a place where there's like 100 vendors and they're all trying to get you to buy their stuff. More than anything, we are creating connections, we're building relationships, and we're also encouraging one another to continue to show up as themselves. Now, this year's thing for the Women's Expo is free to be me. And so whatever that means or whatever that looks like to you as a woman, you can come in. We don't care who you love. We don't care what you wear. We don't care if you had a full face of makeup on. We just want you to show up and just for one day, just be yourself, whatever that looks like to you. So for me, it's the experience. We're creating something that we want to be long lasting in the city of Huntsville so that it won't be your regular smegular pop-up shop. I'm encouraging our vendors, if you own a bakery, don't just bring a table, set your space up as a bakery. You got to sell it. And so we just want to make sure that we are not only supportive of the women-owned businesses in the area, but that for one day you can come out and just be who you are. Not somebody's mom, sister, auntie. You're just yourself, whatever. And it's free to the community. I'm not charging you to get in.
Wow. Okay. Talking about the Women's Expo, ladies and gentlemen, put your questions in the chat room, or if you're listening on Paradox East Radio, you can hit us up at 256-434-1846 to call or text your question. Our next song, the playlist that we have today is all ladies. Ladies are winning. We got nothing but the ladies representing on this one. Fellas, I'm not sorry. Just argue with your wife or your girl or your mama or somebody and ask them why we're doing this. Melissa says that's awesome. We're going to go to this next song coming from Maddie B featuring Mogul Mall, and it's called Money Shot. Shout out to London Elixir. She is landing placements on this song and all of her music on television, film. So you might have heard this on one of your favorite shows, but this is Money Shot featuring Mogul Mall by Maddie B on In Tune with T Mill. We'll be back.
London Elixir.
I want me Making money off my wrist, writing goals, then I shoot like I ain't gonna miss. I've been waiting on my life just to hear my name picked. In the class yelling Kobe in the gym, game 6. Swish. All I do is win. Heard the limit was the sky, so I play above the rim. Human highlight film, Showtime magic, hoop dreams, everything I imagine. In school with dudes with 2-3s for fashion. I lace up in my 2-3s, it's all passion. Feel like I am that kid from Akron. Putting my whole city on my back end. King of the jungle, still remain humble. Crossover, step back, ooh, watch it stumble. Trey 5 sniper, the crowd is so hyper. Got the NBA jamming, he's on fire.
Feels like breathing is way too easy, no doubt, but believe me. Switch that, yeah, that's the money shot.
Melissa and LaToya, what's happening? LaRinda, what's happening? I see LaRinda in the building.
It's easy like 1, 2, 3. It's like all that I won't be falling at my feet. It's like your girl can't miss across the board. I'm a beast. That money shot be second nature, just like breathing. When it's all said and done, know that I'm locked in. You can hate all that you want, but ain't no blocking. Oops, how I'm dripping, caught you slipping. Watch your step, cause they tripping in my lane. Got 'em, get 'em. My belief is instrumental like a bass drum. Second thoughts, ain't no doubts, I ain't got none. I put in work and keep my eye on the prize. Try to duplicate my shine, then you're wasting your time. Cause it's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. Yeah, it's too easy. That money shot be like breathing. Feels like breathing is way too easy, no doubt, but believe me. Switch that, yeah, that's the money shot.
Shout out to all the ladies making money shots. The 3rd annual Women's Expo. Money Shots, Mogul Mall, Maddie B on In Tune with T-Mill. We're playing nothing but women during this show. We're just playing good music. You know what I mean? It's just all dope music. This is what we do. So, again, if you want to get your song played on the show, hit us up at music@paradoxeast.org. That's music@paradoxeast.org. All right, so I'm going to let in our second guest that's coming up, and she's also a part of this event. We've got Miss LaRinda in the building. What's happening, LaRinda?
Hey, hi.
Now, let me tell you how super of a woman LaRinda is. I just talked to LaRinda 2 seconds ago, and the glow up is like 2 seconds. She's bang.
Thank you. Listen, y'all, excuse my background because I have kids, so it was either hide in the room or in the car. So
it's all good.
Somewhere where it's quiet. Yes.
Awesome. So now, LaRinda, before we get into this next thing of this, is this your first Women's Expo, LaRinda, or?
It is. I'm so
okay.
excited. Yes.
Awesome. Now, do you have any questions for Tiffany? Because I know you are a part of this event. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in this event, and then from your perspective, a question that you may have for Tiffany.
Yes. So really what happened for me was I saw some of the advertisement, and I didn't have a relationship with Tiffany when I shot my shot. So I'm always
money shot.
Listen, I'm that person. If I see something that interests me or that I think would be a good fit for me, then I'm never afraid to go for it. And I actually inboxed her months ago, and we did some other collaboration together. And I think she kind of connected the dots. And then she was like, oh, I didn't forget you. And so we ended up connecting that way, doing some other things together. I'll be hosting the pink carpet and doing a little bit of hosting throughout the show. So I'm really excited. This is, again, my first expo, my first experience. And I did put my question in the comments, but you kind of asked that, when we do an event that's spectacular, we got to kind of always at the next one, level it up a little bit and make it a little more spectacular than before. So I just had that question. What can we expect that maybe we hadn't seen before, or for those that would be attending for a repeat time?
Okay.
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely. So last year, so I need to say this real quick because I missed this when you asked me about the uniqueness of it. So in 2022, I had 20 vendors. I'm sorry. In 2021, I had 20 vendors. Last year I had 96 vendors. This time in 2023 for the third annual, we have over 110. So it's safe to say that we've had such an increased growth.
Must be doing something right.
That's right.
So it gets bigger and bigger every year. And we highlight a local woman in the area to give an award to and to make sure that we honor her. And I'm always rooting for the underdog. I don't want somebody who's, already on TV doing big things. I'm looking for that person who is unlikely to be, sought after. I want her. I want the woman who's out here doing what she's supposed to do because this is what she loves to do. So we'll be honoring Lieutenant Rosalind Rosalind White. She's with the Huntsville Police Department, and she's been there for about 10 years. And she's just great. And then we also give away $500 every year to an unsuspecting entrepreneur in the room.
Shout out to Zenobia. Zenobia says that is fire. She's celebrating. Also, Latoya says, come on, growth. Went from 20 to 50 to over 100 and no raisins in sight. So that is amazing. Now, can you tell us about some of the vendors? Let's talk about the vendors. Can vendors still apply? What can we talk? What can we expect for the vendors? Who are some of the vendors you want to shout out? And listen, vendors, she's not going to name every single one of you. We're not asking her to name every single one of you because somebody's going to be like, she didn't say nothing about me. What about me, Harpo? We going to miss somebody. So, yes, let's talk about, some of the vendors that you just want to spotlight, some vendors that maybe you think are unique where you're like, ooh, y'all got to know about this one. But just any vendors that you want to highlight, and we're not putting one above the other, but just some that you want to highlight. And then can vendors still apply?
So actually, no, we have been sold out of vendor tables since February the 17th. I had a meeting on last week.
No, go ahead. Just somebody's feelings out there got hurt.
We had a meeting with the BBC last week, and we kind of were restructuring the room with the diagram. And I was like, I think I could get like 3 or 4 more. And before I could even put it out there, I went to my waiting list, and they were like, gum. So, and so a lot of people were really upset about that. But, this is the name of the game. You snooze, you lose. You got to don't sleep on me, because every year it's just going to get bigger and bigger. Right now, we got a 20,000 square foot room, and the South Hall has 3 rooms. I can imagine that whole South Hall being taken up, because it will go from a 1-day to a 2-day to a 3-day event. And so one of the vendors that I think is unique is the Mama Coach. She's a maternal and womb care specialist, and I am excited to have her. There's also several different spas and salons. Sugar, I think it's NYC Sugaring. They're coming. We also have people in place who do hair, the hair doctor. You could get you could choose some bundles, whatever you want to. We've got people who take care of your skin, people who do nails, whatever it is. Like we are going to, there's somebody in the room for everybody.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, because Zenobia asked a good question in the chat room. She says, I'm a lady life insurance agent. I need in on this event. And, she may be, there's a lot of people out there that work for Marcus Sims Incorporated, and they don't get a lot of screen time. Marcus is working them to listen, he's building an empire. He's got them working in coal mines.
T-Mill, I can answer that question, T-Mill. Tiffany, you don't have to answer that one. Now, Tiffany did announce a few moments ago that all her tables are sold out and all that. But let me say this. If you inbox me $45 right now, I can get you a table on, outside the BBC. It may be in the parking lot.
On the Southeast Hall.
It's a 2-foot by 2-foot card table.
Oh my God.
For $45 right now. And I'm going to put my information in the chat.
Oh,
Tiffany, I got you, Tiffany. I got you.
But now Tiffany is
giving very much Legion Field in Birmingham, and I don't know, like with the T-shirts.
Wow.
So now, is there a way for vendors to, or for people to again get in contact with you for maybe other events that you're doing at Studio 53, or if they want to donate for the event? How can they get in touch with you for that?
I'm glad you asked. So we have a Women's Expo Huntsville page that you can go to. I have actually shared the donation page on that page and on my personal page, Tiffany Draper on Facebook. We are still kind of like we're in need of donations. So we're lacking about maybe $2,500. So that we can meet our goal. Had someone told me before, is it not on there? It's on there. Just keep scrolling. But had somebody told me before that this thing, like the bigger it gets, the more expensive that it gets, right? So advertising, marketing, there it is. We are very much in need of your donations. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care if whatever you give, we will accept.
Even Marcus is $45.
Even Marcus is $45, just the $45, not in the promise of a card table, though. We cannot approve that.
The Women's Expo Huntsville is not responsible for any card tables or weather or security that may escort you from the premises for you being in that parking lot.
It does get you one small plate of Rotel dips minus the raisins, folks.
And next up on the spades table.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
Yo, it is. Yeah, and so can people still sponsor? That's a good question Latoya's asking.
People can still sponsor the event. Right now, we are kind of like trying to put some things together behind the scenes. But if you would like to sponsor the event for a possible shout out on stage, or maybe have your logo with one of our banners or retractable banners, we are still taking those donations as well as sponsorships. So they can just reach out to me at info@studio53huntsville.com. And I don't mind sharing that in the chat as well.
And Zenobia, we're not sleeping on you, sis. We are getting in contact with you. Listen, we're working on it. We're going to make a way, Zenobia. We're not sleeping on you. And she said she's got the card table. So, you know what I mean? This is...
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Listen, this is In Tune with T-Mill, and we are still talking with Tiffany Draper about the Women's Expo that is happening April 1st at the Von Braun Civic Center. You guys make sure that you are there. Make sure you are sharing about it, posting about it, and asking your questions in the chat room. We're going to keep it moving to our next song, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Miss LaRinda about, we'll have one more question for Tiffany, and then we're going to talk to Miss LaRinda about some of the things that she's doing. So make sure you are sharing the stream. Tell a friend to tune in. This is In Tune with T-Mill, and the next song we've got is coming from some kinfolk down the road on 65 down there in Behan with her new song and video, Pacifier. This is coming from Love Moor right here on In Tune with T-Mill. We'll be back.
I want you and me too. Sounds like some wild shit. I'm only wildin' with you. Burning locks from my icebox, carved in my silver truth. Lit in bed, I'll be your fruit. Watch me watch you. Watch me watch you. Come for the bed, leave for the water. Come for the me, leave for a tower. I'll be your pacifier. 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 I'll be your pacifier.
Now the party's over. Let's begin the fun. Pull my body close to yours and make me come undone. I'll be by the corner when it's time to go. Had too many shots, I know we'll make it to the door. Why fight it, babe? You don't need no other. Need me today, need me tomorrow.
I'll be your pacifier. I'll be your pacifier. Come for the bed, leave for the water.
J.S. Martin, what's happening? Sia, what's happening? Jonathan, what's happening, bro? DJ 256, DJ Primetime 256.
Crying at me back. I won't let you hold me tight or put me in your life. Oh, bring no stress to my baby, put me on your shoulders. Run like coasters, hold me closer, round for pacifier.
Yeah, man. Love Moor with Pacifier. That is the jam. Man, listen, that's how we do it on In Tune with T-Mill. We are back here to talk about the 3rd annual Women's Expo. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat room, or you can call us. 256-434-1846 is the number to call or text with your question. Marcus, before we get Miss Tiffany out of here, do you have any questions, anything that we didn't cover that you want to make sure that we get across, Brother Marcus Sims?
Yes, Tiffany, once again, thank you for joining us. 2 quick things real quickly. First of all, it is Women's History Month. Are there any women that you would like to shout out for Women's History Month? Women that have influenced you, supported you, had your back during this entrepreneur journey that you've been on. And number 2, please tell us once again how to contact you for more information about the Women's Expo.
Okay, yeah, of course. So I want to definitely shout out my aunt, my mom's sister. Her name is Lisa. She is actually coming down. She comes every year from Virginia to support me. She doesn't have to do that. And she makes me really think more of myself, and so I appreciate the self-esteem and a confidence builder as well. I do want to appreciate or shout out LaRinda, because you are here and because you have been so supportive of what I'm doing. Thank you for just the conversations and listening to me pour my heart out to you about how much this means to me. It's hard to get through a sentence without crying because it is something that I'm really passionate about. And shout out definitely to LaToya Whitfield, my homegirl, who we can sit on the phone and work and with these AirPods in and just for hours, just kind of bouncing ideas. And definitely last but not least, my mother, who is probably the most motivating force behind everything that I do, because she has shown me a lot of how strong we women are, not really knowing where the next meal, the next dollar, the next how we were going to make it, but somehow she made it. So I want to shout out those ladies. And if you want to reach out to me for anything, info@studio53huntsville.com. I'm always on Facebook. I live on Facebook. It's my home away from home. I'm always answering the call, responding to people there. I'm on Huntsville as Studio 53 Huntsville, the Women's Expo Huntsville, and also simply as Tiffany Draper.
All right. The Women's Expo happening April 1st, ladies and gentlemen. You can still get your tickets. You can still donate. You can still support this event. And I want you guys to check it out. Make sure you go out, bring the family, bring some money, bring a friend, bring some folks with you. Share it. If you can't spend, tell people about it. Do some pictures. You take pictures of everything else. You take pictures of your food that nobody wants to eat. Nobody can scratch and sniff your food through the phone, but they can go back and check out the vendor of this massage that you just checked out. So check out the Women's Expo, 3rd annual, Free to Be Me. This is a free event, April 1st, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the VBC South Hall. This is in Huntsville, and this is going to be a free event. All the vendors are going to be there, over 100 vendors. So, man, this is going to be an excellent event. And, Tiffany, we definitely got to thank you for pulling up to tell us about it. You don't keep secrets to yourself, and LaRinda for putting us in contact to make sure that we are, trying to get the word out here. So we appreciate you, Tiffany.
Thank you so much for having me.
Even though you didn't bring us any honey buns. She had honey buns out to, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. She made up for it. She got the Capri Suns. You know what I mean? There we go. The Capri Suns.
We are the classiest podcast going in the country today. All we need is a few wings, Rotel, Capri Suns, Laffy Taffy, and then bam, you can fry it.
I got you. There we go. I got you.
I'm telling you, we are a classy podcast.
And I know there's going to be a vendor there with some jerk wings. Let me not even get on jerk. Why did I do that? Because I owe LaRinda some jerk ribs. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just put my own foot in my mouth. I just opened up that door right there. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk with Miss LaRinda, and you guys don't go nowhere. We're going to come right back to In Tune with T-Mail. We're going to take a quick break to show some love to all of the supporters of In Tune with T-Mail. In Tune with T-Mail is powered by the following sponsors. We'll be back.
Welcome to Maitland Online, where your dreams meet the skills they need to be successful, where you are no longer just dreaming, but doing. Powered by Maitland Conservatory. Learn more, be more.
I've been going on and on forever. Them haters probably wonder when I'm gon' stop, never. Most of it's been good, but I seen some bad weather. And niggas who want Chanel wouldn't even give me an umbrella. But I ain't tripping, I made $1 million on my own. May come to your surprise, but I pictured it all along. When I was 16, finna get put out my home. Now the man make the money, my nigga, my money grown. And I can do what I want. Went from
JMO and I are here before the shift starts. We're going to show you guys a processing facility and how we make beautiful oil like this.
Acting gangster on the internet, guess what, I'm not impressed. It was fluffy first, but the vacuum still made it compressed. On the phone with Lil Bro, money counters in the background. We was blowing every dime, but we saving and we stacking up. Yeah, I rock so many Qs, niggas think I signed the image. Bought that bitch a BBL, just so she could juice her image. I ain't cuffing, I ain't selfish, you can have it when I finish. I can't let my go.
Hey guys, my name is Eliane Amhert. You can find my music on my website, Eliane Performs, or anywhere on social media under my name, Eliane Amhert, and you are listening to Paradox East Radio. That's right.
Big shout out to Tranquil CBD. Big shout out to Eliane Amherd. Also, big shout out to our sponsors, the Maitland Conservatory, Mocktails for Mommy, and everyone for tuning in and supporting this podcast. Don't forget, you guys can support on Cash App. If you like anything you've seen or heard today and you want it to continue, you want us to keep doing it, make sure you hit us up on the Cash App. That is In Tune with T-Mill. That's INTUNEWITHTMILL on Cash App. In Tune with T-Mill. Or you can hit us up on PayPal. That's PayPal at Gmail. Paradox In Tune with T-Mill at paradoxeast.org. All right. So we are back to talk about a young lady who, let me make sure we got her in the building. LaRinda, you still with us?
I'm here. Hi.
Okay, cool. All I heard was footsteps in the dark, because your screen is dark. So
Don't get me started now.
we're here to talk about a young lady who is hosting events, red carpet. She's doing television. She's doing movies. I'm pretty sure once she talks to Marcus Sims, she's going to be doing comic books and superstar hero movies. Also, we're going to be talking about her event that's coming up and organization that she put together to combat bullying after her daughter experienced bullying. So instead of, getting upset about it, she decided to do something about it and pour that energy into turning that around, not only for her daughter, but for other girls that may be going through the same thing. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest, Miss LaRinda, to In Tune with T-Mill.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. It's going good. So I wanted to, we were just talking with Tiffany about the Women's Expo, and you are hosting that. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'm doing the pink carpet, and I'll be doing some of the hosting of the event as well.
Pink carpet. So you guys can check out LaRinda on April 1st. And also make sure you put your questions in the chat room for LaRinda. So LaRinda, let's talk a little bit about what you do. I mean, you're an author. Let's start off with that. What don't you do? Because you do acting, writing, publishing, you got books, you got songs, you got music, you got events, you got TV shows. What else am I missing?
Lord have mercy. It's so much. I mentor, I do resumes, I teach, I do a whole lot of stuff. So I thank God that he just gave me a whole lot of gifts and I'm trying to use them all up. Just let them all out.
All right. Marcus, any questions for Miss LaRinda after she ran down all of those talents and gifts that she's doing right now? Any questions that you want to jump off the conversation?
Well, T-Mill, you forgot to also mention that she's a professional archer also.
I forgot that was the thing.
She's competed in many archery tournaments across the country. So please, don't forget that. It's important that we mention our Black women that are archers.
Listen, you're going to make me take up something else. Don't do it, because I will go and do this thing.
But LaRinda, let me ask you this: as you are co-hosting the upcoming Women's Expo and also hosting the pink carpet, why is having this type of an event important for you for showcasing the women entrepreneurs and businesses and creatives in our area? But why is this important for you?
It's important for me because, I want to go back to 2020 when I first interviewed with you gentlemen when I was releasing my book. And that was really my first go at entrepreneurship and really stepping out of corporate America and putting my talents on display and showing what I have. And so through this journey, I've learned so much. Tiffany, LaToya Whitfield, women like those beautiful ladies have kind of taken me under their wing. They've showed me the ropes, and they've been making sure that I get the opportunity to showcase who I am, but I'm also learning how to be effective and great at business. So I think this Expo is going to be great just for that, to highlight and show all the women, all the people that are out there working hard every day that might not have the 9-to-5, but are well-deserving, have these businesses. We get to shop, we get to hang out, we get to network, we get to see what this city has to offer, and I'm really excited about it. So for me, that's the most important thing, to collaborate, to connect, and to really see on display, full display, what our city has to offer, because we're just growing and booming like crazy.
And you know what's so cool, T-Mill, is I'm thinking when you go to an event like this, guys, what I think is so cool is it's the opportunity to network. Yep. And you can never underestimate how important that is when, we encourage that on the music side with the quarterly meetings and different things. And now with this, you're going to have many, many, many businesses around. And so I encourage people. It's amazing. Did you network? Did you get out there? Did you hand out some cards? Did you sit there and give them an e-card? Did you sit there and exchange some email addresses and all that? So, T-Mill, I think what's important about this event is the networking side of things is that we cannot take that lightly whatsoever.
Can't take it lightly, and making sure that you're telling people people about this event, because this is an incredible opportunity, a way for you to get out and learn some new businesses that maybe you didn't know existed, or just to simply get out and do the things that you want people to do for you. You want people to support you and your business. How about you get out and support someone else's business? Or if you want to see more you want to see more equity in women in business around the area, not only the Tennessee Valley, but everywhere. Get out and put some equity and put some money behind these businesses to start driving them, and drive good business. I'm not saying you got to do business with everybody or shop with everybody, but if it's a good product and if it's a good service, shop with them, you know what I mean, and change some of your habits and stop making all these other people rich that you'll never meet a day in your life and that could care less about you. So we're going to keep it moving with some good music. Got to shout out Latoya. Latoya says, we love you, LaRinda. You are appreciated. And great interview. Thank you, Latoya. She says, network to support others. You attract what you give. Amen, amen, and amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still playing the best indie music from around the world. And up next, we've got Halo Wheeler. This is La 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 from her 2023 Tiny Desk submission. And then we're going to come back with some more questions for LaRinda right here on In Tune with T-Mill. I'm T-Mill. He is Marcus Sims. We'll be right back. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
I get happy whenever you're near. When I'm with you, everyone disappears. Every day is full of laughs and smiles. Pretty darling, can you stay for a while? The beauty of it is we're only going up from here. And when I see your face, the sun shining nights inside the butterflies, they never fade. Every day with you is like a Sunday morning. The warmth of your hands around me, baby, like a sweet strawberry.
Drop your questions in the chat room. We got our special guest, LaRinda, in the building.
Cause I feel like we're going too fast. I wasn't ready for you when you came. Now that you're here, my heart is fluttering. My smile can't help but be from ear to ear. So infatuated, and I'm intoxicated in your love. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm so in love with you.
I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back with our special guest, Miss LaRinda.
With you. Love with you.
Shout out to the homie Halo Wheeler with La La La. Her Tiny Desk submission. Thank you guys for checking us out. This is In Tune with T-Mail, and we're back with our special guest, Miss LaRinda, to talk about everything that she's doing. Also, something really unique that we need to have. LaToya, actually, let's do this. Let's get to LaToya's question because I'll forget. So LaToya asks, what advice, encouragement would you give to a young girl that wants to host events? Many times people don't take creatives seriously. That's a really good question, LaToya.
Can you hear me, T-Mail?
Yep, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. Uh-oh. Let's see, Marcus. Let's see if she can hear you.
LaRinda, can you hear me? LaRinda, can you hear me? I don't think you can.
All right, we're going to check on that, and we're going to be right back on In Tune with T-Mill. Here is Chelsea Who. That's her name, Chelsea Who. I'm not playing a joke. Her name is Chelsea Who. We're going to check on LaRinda, and we'll be right back on In Tune with T-Mill. There it is, man. That is Trubull, Trouble, from Chelsea Who's 2023 Tiny Desk submission. We are back. We got LaRinda back in the building with us. And let's see. Bang, bang. So, LaRinda, you got to unmute your mic.
All right.
There we go. All right. So we had a question in the chat room that I want to make sure we get to. This is coming from LaToya. She asks, what advice, encouragement would you give to a young girl that wants to host events? Many times people don't take creatives seriously. Amen, amen, and amen to that, LaToya.
Man, what I give all is not give. I actually reach out events that I'm hosting. I reach out to the event and I offer let them know because a lot of people know that Huntsville host.
LaRinda,
Can you
LaRinda, do
hear me?
you have a? Yeah, it sounds like your mic's going in and out.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Do you have like a thing like a mic like a echo thing on your mic or?
No. What happened? Let me try to leave and come back again. You want me to try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
LaRinda, I think you're using the Marcus Sims starter kit. I told you to not use that anymore.
See, catching you in the
I told you not to use the Marcus. Right, that 1999 brand ain't working for the Marcus Sims starter kit. You were supposed to upgrade.
I gotta upgrade. Can y'all hear me now?
Okay, I think you're good now. Yeah, you're good now.
See, that's all it took. It took me yelling at it. It took the power of positivity, brothers and sisters across the land. Bunions and blisters.
You on the phone for tech support, bruh. I'm so
right.
glad.
If you need me, I will put these holy hands on you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I guarantee you, we will get through this show.
Listen, you got to let people know when you're selling the starter kit that it comes with tech support. That's going to be a great selling point. I'm telling you.
Tim won't let me sell anything else on the podcast after the Marcus Sims radioactive batteries tank.
Hey, everything's for sale on this podcast.
Everything.
Like everything's for sale.
There it goes.
But any advice and encouragement that you would give to a young girl that wants to host events, and she also makes the point that a lot of times people don't take creative seriously. So what would be your advice to LaToya when it comes to, young girls, young women hosting events?
I think, again, what I was saying before was don't give up. Continue to be, and I think even Tiffany said that, just to be consistent, to make yourself available, to let people know that you're here, to even show up at events, to network. And one thing that I do to try to make myself step out, I'm not just a host, I'm a vibe setter. I am the person that you first meet when you walk in an event. So I'm setting your expectation as to what's to come, what you can expect. I'm hyping you up. I'm getting you ready. I'm making you feel beautiful and important and special. And the red carpet is a whole vibe. I am a whole vibe. So I'm bringing everything with me, including my expertise in event production. So even prior to the event, I'm going to make sure that we're connecting, that I have your vision, and that I know what you are looking for so that I can execute that. And so for me, the biggest thing, like I said, is don't give up. Know what you bring to the table, and always look for a way to be a solution. Sometimes people don't know what they're missing or what they need until you bring that to their attention and bring the solution with it. So just make sure you're standing apart. Of course, it's the fashion. You got to look good on the carpet. You got to know what you're talking about. Understand your audience, what you're doing, the event, all of that. But just don't give up. And one thing is, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. I actually put myself out there yesterday and I got rejected. And I was so tickled because I was like, in the past that would have hurt my feelings. And it probably would have made me feel like it's a reflection of me and my talent, but it's not. One thing I got to say, and then I'm going to move on. When I first met with JQ about doing some production for me, she said, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you my price and we're going to talk about it. And then it'll be up to you to cheat yourself. And so you got to know your worth.
JQ is the GOAT.
It's going to be up to you to cheat yourself out of this great thing.
GOAT.
So you got to know your worth and your value coming in the door. And it's okay if everybody doesn't have great taste.
Yeah, so important. And LaToya says that's good, problem oblivious.
Yes.
And she says, come on, vibe setter. All right. Also,
right.
I recommend this to people as well, that, if when you're starting out and you're trying to host events and you're trying to get your name out there and for people to take you seriously, two things, carry yourself as if you work for the person that you hold in the highest regard. So if
that's right.
Carry yourself as if you work for Oprah, or as if you work for Beyonce, or if you work for, Viola Davis, like you're representing yourself as that company, to where when you're asking for information or, rider forms and, information, whatever it is, invoices and estimates, and carry yourself that way. And also host your own event, and create an event that you host, that you put together, that you bet on yourself to create that vibe and bet on yourself to host your own event. No one has to know that you produced the event. You know, you could give it a name and do whatever you got to do and just say hosted by your name here and just keep doing that. And then once that person takes you seriously, the next person is going to take you seriously, and the next person, and the next person, and don't be afraid to, you know, put yourself out there like that. So definitely. Now let's also talk about, you started a foundation, you know, an organization after your daughter. Tell us a little bit about that and sort of the movement behind that and what it's for.
Okay, so I want to, you had said something when we first signed on about how I didn't get mad and I was so kind to create this organization. So I want to tell you a quick story. My daughter started a new school this year and she was going through bullying. And so I thought I had a little time. She's in elementary school and we're just trying to navigate through that. And I got a call that she had gotten hit. And so that changed the game a little bit, you know, from the discussions of, you know, ignore and this is what you do. And so I was headed up to the school to turn it out. So I did get mad and I was upset because this girl slapped my baby. Kids getting hit in the back with laptops, just outrageous. And so I was headed to the school and my cousin, Adrian Hargrove and co-founder, he's an awesome guy. He was like, no, you're not. You're not going to beat up kids or their parents. What you gonna do? Because I was like, yep, get my bail money ready. Let's go. But he was telling me about the Kobe Bryant. I mean,
what up, Adrian? Adrian's in the building. He said, what's up?
He was
LaRinda, that's what you pay me for. For
to 40, go set it off. That's it.
For $55 an hour, I'll put on a mask and I will go rat-a-tat-tat some kids now.
There we go.
Right now you taking the high road.
Shoot the cags up on them real quick. Floop. They don't know nothing about that.
The kids and everybody. But he told me about the LeBron James shut up and dribble movement where you turn everything that's negative into a positive. And so he used that as an example and it made sense. And so we created an organization named after my daughter, Gabby, Girls Against Being Bullied, Inc. And it's just been so awesome to see the girls show up. We are pouring into them self-esteem, confidence, giving them a place to just be themselves, just like the Expo, Free to Be Me, to spend time with girls, meet friends that are going through the same thing. And businesses, women in business are pouring into these girls financially, resources, teaching them. So it's been real awesome.
So I'll give you my story as well, because what I mentioned, what I meant to say or was trying to say, and I cut it off, was that you didn't get mad and just leave it there and, you know, just go on Facebook and not do nothing out of it. Like, you know, but you turned it into something positive because, of course, you know, the reaction is going to be disappointment. There's also protection. You want to protect your daughter. You want to protect your child. You're also disappointed that someone's allowing their child to, you know, to do that. And we live in a day that, you know, we don't have as we know, the Boys and Girls Clubs that we came up with, where I just got to keep it all the way funky with y'all. Some of these kids need 3 minutes in a ring with each other just to work out their problems, because I guarantee you, once they put you in that ring for 3 minutes and you got to box it out, 60 seconds, you're not even mad anymore because you're tired, you breathing. Man, he wouldn't let me play with the game. And they like, nah, y'all got 3 minutes. Go at it. Y'all was pushing each other. And so here's the thing. Let me just say this. I'm not saying kids need to fight and they need to fight each other and so on and so forth.
Yes.
However, as a parent and as someone, because I tell my kids this all the time, it's not the day and age where kids could just get 5 minutes and leave it alone and be friends. People want to come back with weapons. They want to come back with guns. They want to come back with knives. They can't just shoot the fade and catch a fair one on the playground and then go play with each other the next day. It ain't like that. I've had fights with guys, you know, in all of our years coming up, and we're cool to this day. But in the moment, in that, a fight ain't nothing but 90 seconds. At the end of the day, it ain't nothing but 90 seconds. It goes by quicker than people think. And so when I received the call that my daughter was in a fight at, you know, and this is high school. She's in high school and she's, you know, in a fight. And I've always told them, I said, look, you can listen, it's one thing when people say something about you, it's a whole different thing when they put their hands on you. I said, you can turn your back away and you can ignore when people say things about you and maybe look the other way or go in another room. You ain't got to sit there and listen to it, but don't ever let me hear about somebody putting their hands on you. Always defend yourself. And so my daughter got into 2 fights, mollywopped. This girl, one year was like a 10th grade year. The last year was her senior year. The first year she got into a fight with a girl. The last year she got into a fight with a guy. Guy was, playing with her and being a little too touchy-feely. And I went up to the school and I had to let them know, like, yo, I told her she has the right to defend herself because I don't care about her getting suspended. And we have to let our kids know that bullying, it is serious because these kids are they got social media, they've got email addresses, they got video chat, they're on video games and all this stuff. And you don't want something bad to happen. I mean like serious, someone's getting seriously hurt. You mentioned people hitting people with laptops and like that was illegal when we were fighting. It was like, nah, you can't use nothing, just use your hands. And so and then there's kids that do lose a fight that feel some type of way and they want to come back and shoot up the whole school, missing the person that beat them up in the first place. And that's not an excuse, but it's just the way that they think, and it's so dangerous. And there's kids on buses and after school and places like that are just being bullied. So it's important that you're creating, I say all that to say, I hope that we can find a healthy alternative or a healthy way to work out these problems. When kids are bullying each other, to sit down and say, what are you going through and why are you picking on this person? It's always something going on in that kid's life where they feel like they got to take it out on somebody else. It has nothing to do with that kid. It's usually coming from somewhere else, but they don't feel no other way that they can get it out than to just bully somebody else. But then I'm like, we also got to show kids that it ain't okay to bully, that there comes some consequences with that. And people got hands out here. You gotta, so it's weird. Like, and it's just with your organization doing that, how can people get in contact with you? And, if they have a child, son or daughter that's being bullied and maybe wants to find a way, or let me ask you this, is there even resources for the bullies, for the people that are doing the bullying? Sometimes they just need a little love.
So actually, we've been doing something every other month for the young ladies that are experiencing bullying. And so, as I mentioned, Adrian Hargrove is my co-founder and partner with Gabby, along with our board members. But he is actually going to be creating an organization, one for young men that are going through bullying, but also we are going to be providing programs for the bullies, because we do have to get to the heart of the issue. We can help the young ladies that are going through bullying, the young boys that are going through bullying, and we're going to restore and help them with self-esteem, self-image. We're even doing self-defense courses to help you get out of situations, helping them with emotional intelligence, understanding who they are, what their strengths are, and that this is just a moment in time, because young people are killing themselves because of the things they go through. All of these things, suicide, everything. We have a lot planned this year. But we are going to be doing some things for the bullies as well separately, so that we can do a different type of structure with them and with their parents. So we are actually working on that now, and also working to hopefully partner with the school system and other organizations. So we've been getting a lot of great feedback, a lot of well received, a lot of partnerships and collaborations. So it's going to be a great year for us.
I think every time that I've come across a young man that was a child, whether it was my own child or somebody else's child, working in, I used to do music production after school classes in some of these schools and working with kids. And I was always the dad that was the chaperone dad. Like none of the other dads came on the field trip. It was always me and 16 other mamas. And it was like maybe one other dad's like, bruh, it's us. Me and you. It was just like no other guys on the trip. And we would always have these boys that were just full of anger. And what I learned early from just even dealing with my boys is to like listen to what they're saying. Like I would let them go all out, let them scream, let them holler, and just listen, because chances are I can figure out what it is that they're really upset about. And if I push them enough, just kind of poking them enough to just really get through the crux of what it is that they're upset about. And I remember, one man at the Boys and Girls Club, this little kid, he came in and I could hear him down the hallway. He's screaming, he's cussing out his teacher. I mean, he's like almost throwing hands, and they're trying to grab him. His mother's trying to stop him, and he's just so upset. And I'm walking down the hallway, and I'm going, bro, you need to relax. You good? And I kind of like joking with him, and he started cussing me out. I said, all right, come on, man. Come here for a minute. And I'm talking to him just like this. I'm like, come here, bro. Come on. And he's hollering, top of his lungs, screaming, punching, hitting the air and everything. And I just grab him, and I just hold him. And I'm like, get it out, bro. Get it out. Because now I can hear him getting so upset that he's starting to cry. I'm like, get it out, bro. Get it out. Whatever it is, get it out. Go ahead. Like, you good. Like, and because I'm not letting him go, and he's not going to get, like, there's nothing he can do to get out of this bear hug that I got him in. But that calmed him down, and all it was he was just having a really bad day. His dad was in jail. His mom was, like, trying to deal with all these bills. Something happened with his homework, and then he wore the wrong shoes, and then he left something at home, and it was just one of those days where he was just mad at the world, and the teacher said something to him, and he just snapped. So he wasn't mad at her about anything. He was just mad about all this stress that he had from home, and it just built up. So I think that's something that we have to get through, because it's never we can get through the crux to the problem. And then lastly, what we need to do, like Marcus Sims has a wrestling program. We need to put these boys, the ones that's bullying, girls and boys that's bullying, we need to put them in the ring for like 3 minutes. You want to fight somebody? You want to wrestle? We're going to put them in Marcus Sims, Tokyo Dojo, karate, Jai, like martial art wrestling program of the Cobra Kai program from Marcus Sims.
Let's go. Let's go. I love it. I think, speaking of stress, I just wanted to say too, I'm really excited to again be working with JQ. April is Stress Awareness Month, and so again we are equipping these young ladies to do life, right? So we're going to teach them how to manage stress. We're going to hang out with JQ in April. I'll be posting a flyer, and I'll send you a copy. But we're going to be hanging out with her because she has a stress relief program for the youth. So she's going to be taking over our event in April for Gabby, and we're going to be posting that. So we hope that you can share that with any young lady that you know that is experiencing bullying. But again, we're just teaching them how to do life. A lot of young people are not being equipped with the skills to live for life, just to get through life and to understand not just the youth, but even the older kids, the high school and college children. They don't really, not children, youth, don't really understand conflict resolution, how to navigate through difficult situations, to understand your triggers and who you are so that you can just be a better person. We're exposing them to different career fields and opportunities so maybe they can see some things that they like and head them down the purpose-driven path. I said that for you, Latoya, because she's all about purpose and living in purpose, but really helping them understand their purpose. Yeah. So it's a great thing.
That's super important. And the last thing I'll say is with kids that are bullying, find out if you can, get like a glimpse into their parents or who's taking care of them. Yeah. Because how many times have we all been in the grocery store or been out somewhere and you see a mom or a dad talking to the kid, you so stupid. If you don't get your stupid, if you don't get your, and they doing all that. Yep. If that's what they're doing in the store or just out and about, imagine what they're hearing at home.
Yeah,
somebody keeps calling you stupid or ugly or yelling at you like that, and I mean, like, I'm looking at some of these kids, I'm like, he's 6. What are you doing? You yelling at him like a grown man, or the dad is yelling at the kid, and I'm like, who are you yelling at like that, man? Yeah. This is a kid. Like, relax. It's okay. Count to 10, bruh. Count to 10, lady. It's not that deep. And then you have to look at where it's like, look past them a little bit and figure out, is it something at home? Mm-hmm. Is it something that somebody else is dealing with? What are they dealing with? And just start asking those questions of, why are you doing this? And if you ask long enough, like, you'll really get down to the crux of it, because it's, they don't want to do it. Every kid wants to do right. You know what I mean? And they're just facing something. And then sometimes you just got to put them in the ring for 3 minutes with somebody. Just like, all right, you want to bully so quick.
Oh, I want to share some with you real quick too, because real quick, the young lady one of the young ladies, because it was a couple of them that was bullying my daughter. Every time I would go, I'm an active parent at school, and every time I would go, I would notice that she wouldn't talk, but she would like kind of just be around. She would make herself visible, but she never would speak. But she would always want to be in our presence when we were doing things. And so I found out that, she doesn't have a mom and that her mom is in prison. And so even when we had an event, nobody showed up to get her. And so God was pulling on my heartstrings, and I'm like, forget the bullies. She hit my baby. But really, the issue is also us not just caring about what affects our household, not just caring about our kids, because it impacts all kids, and we're supposed to love everybody. And so we got to be concerned with all the kids, all the youth. So that's the bullies, the ones being bullied. And so God had to work on me with that too, because I was like, forget that. Oh, she hit my baby. But I really do have to reach out and make an opportunity for her to be around us if seeing how a mom is, or being in the presence of a loving mom is what she needs, then I got to be that for her too. So we got to start caring as adults and as parents. We got to look at those kids too and say, hey, let them come play. But we still got to draw boundaries and set expectations.
Absolutely.
Got to walk in love, and we got to open up our hearts to these kids.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus, any other questions you want that you have for our guest, Miss LaRinda, before we get up out of here? And if you guys have any other questions in the chat room, please drop them in the chat room before we get out of here. This is a great conversation that we're having, so I want to make sure that I don't miss anything.
Right. LaRinda, as we're wrapping everything up on In Tune with T-Mill, you're also a recording artist. Now, how can someone listen to, find, get your music as well? You're a Renaissance woman. You do a lot of things. Where can we check out your music? And as I asked Tiffany earlier in the show, can you name drop a few women that influenced you with all the great things that you do?
Okay, well, real quick, you can definitely find us on Facebook, Gabby Girls Against Being Bullied, and we have a page, and we post lots of different information, what we have going on, other collaborations and things, opportunities for the youth that are out there in the community. As far as my music, this, like I said, I'm on a journey, and unfortunately, even T-Mill, as you can attest to, I run into roadblocks a lot. Some, trying to, I just run into roadblocks a lot. And so I'm still navigating through that space of figuring out how to get some of my finished product out there. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep moving in the spaces that doors are open and that I can't move in. So I'm going to keep posted on the music. I hear that.
All right. Girls Against Being Bullied, Inc. That's on Facebook. This is a nonprofit. You guys make sure you go to this Facebook page, like it, share it, subscribe, and again, on both sides, whether it be the bully or the person that's being bullied, again, making sure that our kids are having an outlet. As we all know, when we get older, we know it's outlets. Like, we need outlets for not only for we need outlets for everything, outlets for frustration, outlets for stress, outlets for love, outlets for confusion, like all these things. And so this page, Girls Against Being Bullied, Inc., is an outlet, so whether it's, girls that are bullying others or being bullied, they need to know about this. And, like they said in the chat room, LaToya and Adrian mentioning that it does take a village. Maybe mom can't take her to some of these events, or is not pouring into her to let her know, like, look, it doesn't take nothing from you to, shine and be cool with this girl. Just you have to have somebody pouring into these girls about their worth, and to let them know that they are appreciated. And whether it's the mom, the aunt, the cousin, the lady at church, the lady that's down the road or stays next door, the counselor or whatever, it takes somebody. Because once you see it, and if you don't do nothing about it, and that she needs some help, that's how you lose sleep. Like, man, I should have did something, should have, could have, would have, or it ain't my problem, it ain't my kid, it ain't my child, like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, the minute you see it, trust me, Karma is real.
It is.
LaRinda, how can they get in contact with you for more information and to be a part of these things that you're doing and to just, stay connected with you?
Definitely follow us on Facebook. I'm also on Facebook, so reach out. Adrian Hargrove is part of the board of directors and co-founder as well, and he's doing great things in the community for men. As far as my women, I just want to shout out because it is important to shout out those that are giving you opportunities and opening doors. And I appreciate all the entrepreneurs that I've watched because I sat back scared many years to step out and do this thing. So I'm learning and growing. And again, Tiffany, Latoya, thank you so much for just taking me under your wing and opening doors. Vanessa Van Miller, my mentor and stylist, fashion designer in Atlanta, Georgia. I love you. All the women, I know I'm leaving some people out, so I'm not even going to try to go down there.
Don't do that, yeah, because you start naming somebody.
Text messages. But I think even my aunts just showing me, my grandma has 8 girls, my mom and her 7 sisters, just showing me professionalism, grace, how to carry myself in situations. So I just appreciate that. And even all the bad examples, because they showed me what not to do and how I didn't want to be. And so that contributed to, me just working and striving to be great too. So I love you all. Thank you so much for this opportunity and sharing your platform with me.
Hey, you know how we do it. We family. You know what I mean?
Right.
You are family over here at In Tune with T-Mail, always keeping us lifted and making sure that we stay encouraged and empowered.
That's right.
Adrian says, and don't forget your favorite cousin.
Yes, I don't know who that would be. I can't.
No, Adrian said that.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to think of who my favorite.
All right, that dog ain't got nothing to do with that dog.
No, that's my dude right there. That's my dude.
Well, ladies, Marcus Sims, anything you want to let the people know about before we get out of here?
Hey, just be sure to go out and support the Women's Expo that's coming up. Go out there, as I said earlier in the show, go out there and support, network, carry your business cards, your resumes, the whole nine. Go out there and have a good time. Take the family with you. Take advantage of these situations when they happen in our city because, T-Mail, we're the first ones to say certain things don't happen. Well, if you've got over 90 businesses and entities that are going to be there, you need to be there networking. You just sit there and leave with a bunch of email addresses, have your business cards need to be gone. You need to be there network. You need to be there on a mission. If you know someone who's looking for a job, who needs encouragement in the job area, they need to be there for the Women's Expo. It's free. Take your kids with them. Let them see good examples of folks going out on faith. And, so be there for that event. Of course, Alabama A&M has an Angela Yee event coming up. Don't forget to RSVP for this event. You just can't pull up. You got to RSVP for the Angela Yee event on A&M's campus. And, of course, Mixed Madness happening back at the camp once again.
Yay.
And, man, there's a lot of dope stuff happening in the city. Keep supporting. Keep bouncing.
That's
All right. Well, this is In Tune with T-Mail. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you follow us at In Tune with T-Mail. If you're having a good time, subscribe and follow. Make sure you don't miss the next show. If you're watching on Facebook, go to the page In Tune with T-Mail. Like the page, share this stream, and let us know if you like it. Let us know if you didn't like it. I mean, we take both of the, I ain't going to tell you what I'm going to do with the comments, but you can tell us. Like, we want all the comments. We want all the smoke. We appreciate it. But let us know if you like it, if you didn't like it. If you want to change some things, if you see some things, you got questions, whatever it is, holla at us. We holla at you back. You can always text me at 256-434-1846. That's 256-434-1846 if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns, or booking information, questions, stuff like that. And make sure that you hit us up on Cash App at In Tune with T-Mail to make sure that we can continue to do this and we don't have to go get a job working for the post office, that we can continue to go and do things like that. And nothing wrong with working at the post office. Post office is actually a really good job in Huntsville. They hiring at like $20 an hour, but we already got jobs.
The lake one, it ain't.
But we already got 9 to 5s. We don't need another job. Like, we want to do what we do in the afternoons and in the evenings, and we want to continue to bring you quality interviews. We don't want to charge for advertising. We don't want to charge for people to subscribe. We want to be able to continue to do these things and to, self-sustained to make sure that we at least got enough for some rotel dip. Like that's
without raisins.
Without raisins,
That's right.
ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you hit us up on Cash App at In Tune with T-Mill. And LaToya said she's subscribing. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate it.
You know what? Woo! You know what, T-Mill? Next time, LaToya is going to have to call in. We don't want you to comment. We want you to call in, LaToya, and we want you to put in the chat room right now the secret to your rotel dip. What do you put in your rotel dip?
Damn, Marcus is that she just subscribed, bro. Give us some time. Like,
no, sir. We put folks to work around here.
She is definitely one that you all want to have on your platform. She is doing some amazing things. Amazing.
Okay, LaToya, make sure you tap in and hit us up, send us your information, and listen. This is what we do. This is a community. In Tune with T-Mill is powered by the Maitland Conservatory, education arts entity right here in the Tennessee Valley that is teaching you violin, drums, singing lessons, writing, music production, DJing, live sound, podcasting. What we're doing right here, we teach all of that at the Maitland Conservatory. Also, that's a place where you can have your events. If you want to host an event, you're looking for an event space, you need somewhere to do your like an intimate event, you can do that at the Maitland Conservatory. And they are teaching kids everywhere how to do things. So thank you to the Maitland Conservatory. Also, Sunshine Enterprises for powering this podcast. And Tranquil CBD. Tranquil CBD. People ask me why I act this way. It's because I'm on Tranquil CBD. So shout out to Tranquil CBD. Make sure you go check them out right here in the Tennessee Valley.
Tranquil CBD does that to you?
Well, I was this way before Tranquil CBD. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Yeah, you need to clear that up. That's what. No, this is T-Mill on his third Fago this hour.
Well, see, Fago ain't locally owned and they ain't cutting no check yet. So we doing with locally owned people that's supporting us. You know what I mean? We drink Tranquil. We don't drink Fago. We drink Tranquil CBD. We drink Tranquil drops and CBD gummies because we don't do the Fagos. We do mocktails for mommy. We don't do Fagos. We do mocktails for mommy over here on In Tune with T-Mill. We're going to end the show with some music from Love Moor, Pacifier, right here on In Tune with T-Mill. Listen to your neighbors.
Bye, guys.
I know you want me too. Sounds like some wild shit. I'm only wildin' with you. Burning like from my icebox, carved in my silver truth. Lit in bed, I'll be your fruit. Watch me watch you. Watch me watch you. Come for the bed, leave for the water. Come for the me, leave for a tower. I'll be your pacifier. 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 I'll be your pacifier.
Now the party's over. Let's begin the fun. Pull my body close to yours and make me come undone. I'll be by the corner when it's time to go. Had too many shots, I know we'll make it to the door. Wi-Fi
ain't know Birmingham was doing it like that. Make sure y'all tap in to Love Moor. That's LOVEMOOR. LOVEMOOR. Thank you for watching In Tune with T Mill.